17 we just looked at was this type of Ford thing. It's got a Z in it. Yeah, I'm not sure. It's 24 down. Love song one more time. Love can be O, like 0. Beginning with A. Again, one more time, but that's not long enough. Time obviously can be T, it could be like era or age. One more like another, but that doesn't work. Yeah, not sure. 27 across, let's just try that. Cut, chopped for ages. Okay, sounds like we just want probably a word meaning cut or chopped, but then reduced by a letter probably, and then that should mean ages or for ages. What could ages mean? Like ripens or matures, but it could be like lengths of time. Eras, we just said. Yeah, that works. Eras is a raise with the last letter, chopped. Okay. Educated in the past, first 21 down, sorry. Educated in the past, educate with this adjustment. So probably an archaic word for educated. Educate with this adjustment. It's got this ES. I think lessened fits, and I think that is an archaic adjective for educated. I'll check. So, yeah, no, this is the verb sense of educated, so like taught, trained, and that is archaic as a verb. So, if it's lessened with this adjustment, okay, I think lessened can also be read less 1D. So is this saying educated with this adjustment, so less 1D, becomes educate? I think that's generally the idea there. I'm willing to go with that. It's clever. It's a bit confusing for me, but yeah. Let's see. 30 is a slightly shorter one. In concert, shedding garment in the fresh air. So like outdoors, outside. In concert is together. At once. Sort of remove a garment from in concert, I think. Could be in the fresh air with a garment removed. Doesn't sound quite as natural from the wording. Yes, okay, so in concert, as we were saying, is together, and a garment can be a tog. Yes, so that leaves ether, and that can mean fresh air. Sort of out of the ether, for example. Okay. This could be on or off the rails, 31. Okay. This sounds like a cryptic definition. Ending in O. So to do with train rails, maybe? Yeah, okay, so a loco is short for a locomotive, is a train. So that can be on the rails, and off the rails could also mean like crazy. Loco. Okay, some long ones. I just want to come back to these long ones really and not do them just yet. 33. Where to find a white bishop's KKK hood? Ooh, okay. Where to find a white bishop? I mean, that sounds like a chess reference. Hood is like a, what was it, like a cool cowl? Is that a thing? KKK is a weird one. Could that be like 1,000, 1,000, 1,000, which would mean a billion? So like a B? It's kind of a weird cluing, but could be. But then, where to find a white bishop? I mean, on a chessboard, the white bishops are where? C1 and C F, right? No, sorry, CF. No, I'm trying to think of the sixth one. No, so C6. Mixing up the rows and files there. C1. How does chessboard work? C1 and F1, I think. So it could be like CI or FI. Doesn't fit though. Oh, okay. Or it's C1 written out, and that is a cone, which is the shape of a KKK head. Okay, that's a very strange clue. Very clever. Ultimately, that was quite good. Yeah. Okay. Let's go 34 then. Decoy ball captures wicket repeatedly. So it could be taking wicket can be W, so it could be something with W going into it repeatedly, like two W's. Although in a 5-letter word, that seems very unlikely. To have two W's in the interior of the word, I can't think of any example for that. I don't think it's going to be that. I can't think of anything there. So is this like what's repeatedly doing? Is it the definition then? Like again, we need a W in it then. Twice is repeatedly with a W in it. So can we see what tice means? No, type it correctly. There we go. The second noun, a ball played as a decoy to tempt one's opponent. So, what's that from? Croquet, apparently. Learn something every day. So tice, capturing W, gives us twice, which means repeatedly. Let's look at, I don't know, 26. Try and get some first letters of things. Glimpse minor injury stripped. So is this just something meaning minor injury with the first and last letter removed? Could minor injury be like a scratch? We've got this E. Some kind of cut could be. Then you get CU at the end. Okay, let me see if this word is real. No, I've just given away what my thinking is there. Aperçu is a word and it means a glimpse. So this is paper cut. Stripped. We get aperçu. Okay. Making a bit of progress now. What have we got? 28. One rector caught by sergeant following parish priests. Okay, so it looks like priests should be the definition, although it's a question mark, so it might be a bit of a stretched definition. Parish definitely has an abbreviation, so it might just be PA or PAR, I can't remember. So one rector is R, so is it IR? Caught can be C from cricket, or this could be caught by something. Or Just thinking through the options there. I think I'm going to check parish. I think PAR. Yes, that's parish. So, yeah, so a word coming to mind. Yes, okay. So our one rector is actually, again, the word one rector. And then DS is like detective sergeant, I think. So that's just being included as sergeant here. And that gives us pardoners, and I think that's something a priest might do, is pardon. And that's why it's a question mark. It's not really synonymous, but if it's something that a priest does, then it's kind of like a stretched definition. That's a good get, I think. 23 down. By mistake, he stays home making the running. Okay, so by mistake could be I think. So he stays home. So HE. Home's often in. Okay, so it could be he around in. To stay something is to contain it, I think. So is Hein a word? These are pretty hard words, by the way. I don't think this is a B at all, in my opinion. Hein, causing, or like erine, causing sneezing or running of mucus from the nose. So it makes the running, I guess. Yeah, sure. Yeah. So I think that's right. Something rye thing happening in 32. Can I get 29? 29. It's bright to take away Ian's bill. So Ian suggests something Scottish. Oh, I've seen a Scottish word for bill in a recent crossword was neb. Okay, so is it saying deneb is to take away Ian's bill? That's why it's a question mark, because that's not a real thing. Deneb is a star, so yeah, okay, fine. So it's a bit of a stretch, but yeah, it's got to be that. Key. We get 24. Love song one more time. Okay, so the time could be this T. Yes, okay, amorette. So A is 1 in this case, and you just have the word more, and amorette is a kind of love song. Okay. 32 looks like kind of rhinestone or something. Whale sharks circle in River Don. River can be the R. Circle, probably an O. I don't know what sharks is doing. And then Don could be to wear. Like, could it be saying, like, as a plural, like multiple things wear something? Seems like a bit of a stretch. I guess you could just have Don as being a word at the end of this. And actually, that could be a kind of animal. So I would need that. So if the circle is O, then we're looking at Rhinodon, and I've not typed that well. Okay, that is real. It's the whale shark. Fine. So Rhinodon, if the R is river. No, Rhine is a river. So it's just river Rhine, Don, with circle inside it. O. Okay, that's simple enough. Right, fine. 31 down, we just need the last letter. Darts champion jockey's blazer. Okay, it's hinting at Jockey Wilson there, but clearly not the case. John Lowe was a darts champion. I don't know what jockey's blazer means. Something to do with like horse riding? Let's see if the word low is in the dictionary. There we go. It's Scottish, and it means to blaze, or a flame is a noun. So Okay, so jockeys here is just referring to, it's a Scottish word again. So yeah, low works as a flame and also a darts champion. I just need the last letter on 25. Cardinal Point moves as two 1500-meter champions head north. Well, Cardinal Point you'd think would be N, E, S, or W. Well, they don't actually have any of those in there yet, unless it's one that goes at the bottom. Two 1500-meter champions head north. I really don't know what to do with that. So head north could mean going upwards, but I don't know what to do with, like, 1500 is what, like MD? And then an M for meters, but that's not happening here. Does it mean actual real world 1500-meter champions? I've got no idea. Alright, maybe we can just get that letter anyway from 35. Announced stew is not yet stewed. Right, stewed could be an anagram indicator. Announced sounds like it's a sounds like clue. Okay, hold on. I think this must be brewed. So, because that, okay, yeah. So this sounds like the word brewed with a double O, which I guess both of them mean to like mull on something, to think on something. So to stew or to brood. So I think that's what's happening there. Not yet stewed. Don't really understand that. Is it just like brewing is kind of a stage before stewing in terms of like food, or I don't know. I think the answer's right. I'm confused about the definition. Okay, so we've got 25. We've got Marcosi as two words. Okay, so I mean, I should have the dictionary down, but yeah, no, nothing comes up there. Didn't seem like it would. So I mean, it looks like a name, right? Like Mark or Marco something, although the end of that is pretty short. What could the definition be? It could be cardinal. If there was a cardinal, this is their name. Is this co? So maybe the E has moved in co, heading north, going upwards. I'm not sure what cram is then, if that's going upwards. But I'm just gonna check this cardinal idea. Yeah, there we go. So we've got Cardinal Marco Say. So there we go. I hadn't heard of him. Now I have. Great. Yeah, these are so obscure. I think it's absolutely criminal that they've called this a B. Right, that one's done. 17. Come on, let's get this. One letter. Type of Ford driver wanting miles for continuous improvement. So is an M being removed from something? You can have mizzen, and that is part of a ship, and I'm going to check the exact definition of that, but I think that could be useful. Absolutely, second noun, it's the spanker or driver. Okay, so if mizzen is a thing here and the M is removed, then the first two letters have to be what type of Ford? Well, you have Ford, the car, KA, right, is a Ford. So does that work? Kaizen is the Japanese principle of continuously improving. So we found that. Okay, nice. So Kaizen 17. We really need to get some of these top ones so we can actually get these letters. Ooh, okay, hold on. Actually, we got this. I think I just got an inkling of what the what is it? The thing that remains is. You might have already been seen it ages ago and think it's obvious. What's the best way to approach this? Maybe try and like figure out some of these. So I think 12 across might have an I missing. So I'm going to try putting that into Roco and see what we get. Okay, putting it on the beginning is a word. And it is a tree from Africa. So that's our African native, Iroko. So I think I am on the right track here. So I guess you can try and preempt me with what I think this is going to be. So I haven't actually looked at 13, have we? Turning doorman in again. So probably, wow, doorman going backwards. Be something Or is it in again? It's like re something. Okay. What would this be? Now, I don't think there's any extra letter in this based on what I think the letters are forming. So I might look at the words that in could mean actually, because if this is re something, that means in again. So let's see. I mean, it's going to have a load of meanings, but I guess be an adjective or a verb. So it could be reset, maybe? I don't, but that doesn't really work as a backwards doorman. Ooh, hold on, a light. So it could be relit. So then that would be Tyler backwards. Aha, a Freemason's doorkeeper apparently is a Tyler. So that works for relit. Tyler backwards, relit is in again. So in means a light apparently. So I think 4 down, it looks like it will be tired. Now I think it's got a W missing. So can I make a word with that? So twired would be the natural guess, and it is a word. To peer, Shakespeare. So that's our answer. So did peer, I guess, is past tense, twired. So yeah, that works. Again, really obscure. Oh, you know what? 8 across. So I think again, you really might be picking up what I'm putting down here. So 8, I want an A. So I'm going to see if I can make malt H. Have an A added to it somewhere, hopefully. Ooh, running out of possible. Maltha is a thick mineral pitch. So, yeah, again, obscure meaning of the word pitch. Maltha is, again, very obscure. And then I wanted, okay, so I think it seems like there's a D in 10 that we need. So Oh, you know what? If I go back to the idea I had before with this, with IMIE, I'm not sure I actually tried with a D. I think I tried with a T. So what would be I might. Okay, and that is a word. There we go. We have to replace two hydrogen atoms by a metal or acid radical. So it was the chemistry idea. And actually I had the whole passing of it correct. Need to erase that. And I've accidentally selected something. Okay, so again, struggling with the software. I've done it again. What am I doing here? So, okay, so imide, and the D is extra. I think it's probably glaringly obvious what is forming here. So let's try 5, needing an A. So yeah, this anagram of locum with me, I think it looks like I was on the right track in the first place. So we need a C and an M, which suggests that the A will be missing between the first two letters. So is it Camelumo? It's not. So the other option is Mameluco. That is a word. Good. I see. So, mixed European and South American heritage, implying that one of their parents must have travelled to a different continent. Luco. That had the A that I wanted. And finally an L. Okay, so I'm actually thinking now, performing my tune, could that be like Air I Sing? Because air is a tune. Air I Sing, Air I Song. And then, well, we need an L to add to that. So I'm just going to try that in some places. Okay, right at the beginning it does form a word. So lerissing is to act the and this is obsolete Australian slang. And it means to act like a flashily dressed man. So there we go. So lerissing is flashily. Okay, no, flashily performing, and just my tune is the air I sing. That's why it works. Okay, and it's aged because it is archaic. So we are so close to filling this grid. We did that. So it's just this 18 thing, and again, this idea about Shandy is still there, but there's not a missing letter. Is there? Yeah, 18. This one, just to remind you, was this boozer might make this golden beer and lemonade. Okay, I don't know. Is it as simple as a boozer, meaning a drunk person, might just pronounce the word sandy shandy? So a boozer might make this. Okay, so maybe sandy means golden. Just like golden hair, maybe. But a drunk person might make it sound like beer and lemonade. Okay, that's a good enough justification for me. I mean, that is ridiculously hard to think of. That was really difficult. Okay, so we're not done. A local place name. So Hadrian's Wall is what remains, and it is, I guess, it's a ruin. It's a relic. I've forgotten entirely what the end game was. So a local place name further down the initially completed grid, 11 cells, must be adjusted, including removing its first letter to show its alternative name. Will it be like a Roman name for a town somewhere in the north? And its modern name? I don't know. 8 further cells must be removed from the grid to depict a crime. Okay, just had a thought about that. looking for the material that I would need for this to work. Ah, okay, yeah, it's there. Okay, this is, and again, you may have clocked this well before I did, but we want to remove sycamore. This is about the sycamore gap tree. It's too soon, Mark. Yeah. Okay, so this is the crime we're talking about here, is the cutting down of the sycamore gap tree, which is inside Hadrian's Wall, and Hadrian's Wall is what remains. Wow, okay. Wow, okay, so we've removed sycamore. That was the 8 letters removed. So now I need a local place. I'm going to do a bit of a Googling and see what I can find. So I'm just going to put like the closest town to Sycamore Gap, because it might be what is being referred to. I'm actually going to look on Google Maps and see if something comes up. Something has come up. Okay. Do you see what I see? I see a town called Once Brewed, and we have the word brewed in the grid. So a local place name, but so there's clearly something going on here. We've got Twice Brewed. I'm gonna look up this town. That is very interesting. I've never heard of this. So, Once Brewed is also known as Twice Brewed. So what is this? So coming from the east, you'll see Once Brewed. Coming from the west, you'll see Twice Brewed. That's fascinating. Okay, I've never heard of that. So we've got Twice Brewed. We're told it needs to be adjusted, including removing its first letter. Yeah. And yeah, okay, so we're just going to replace the letters. So, okay, let me erase the first letter, and then, well, okay, so we need to, this is going to have to become an O, and this is going to have to become an N, and that's Once Brewed. Okay, and hopefully that is it, solved. Oh, okay, I found that really hard. I think I've done plenty of B puzzles in the Magpie, and I usually find them easier than that. There's some really obscure cluing going on there. You know what? It was a well-made puzzle though, and the theme was very cool and quite, impressively hidden. And that was a really interesting little, factoid at the end about this town up in Northumbria. So, hope you enjoyed it. You probably found it easier than I did because I struggled. But yeah, if you enjoyed that, please like and subscribe and come back next time for more crossword puzzles.